And we're live. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Quest and Quill. On this week's episode, Call Me Al. The party, after last week, where they proceeded to have 2 days of downtime and then get on the train for an interesting and very revealing trade ride. There were some fun character moments. There was some fun inter-party, personal hijinks until they arrived at Tunnel Town, the once blossoming, but now somewhat overgrown area where the train makes its last stop before heading north to Baygate. From there, they made their way up the the creeping caravan trail that goes through the mountains to Paston and then down again to Baygate, where now it has been completely made obsolete by the train tunnel. And on their way, as they're climbing through the craggy hills, and the deforestation finally starts to let up as they approach the high mountain pass, they're stopped by a group of bandits. And a voice yells out, "Halt! Who goes there? We are highwaymen and we intend to rob you!" And that's where we start off. Saul is slung to the back, seeming to disappear from sight along the trail. The other four are left standing, seeing two figures, but getting the figure that there are more about. A lone figure, squat, short, stands upon the log, peering over at you all.
I think Aslan's standing at the forefront of the formation.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna put the hands on his new boomerang battle axes, but he's not going to unsheath them yet. He's ready for battle.
John would look over his shoulder towards Al, and he would ask her, "Are these fellas?"
Al sort of looks at you and goes, they might be from our town. And then she pauses and halts. At this, the voice yells out again, "Put down all your weapons! We have you surrounded! There is no hope of escape! Please don't make this harder than it needs to be!"
Havel's going to yell out. It's like, "Now you listen here, kid. You put down your weapons because you're outnumbered. And all Havel here will buy you some milk. Nice tall glass of cold milk."
So John would then step forward and he would raise his hands and he'd say, Now, let's not get too excited. We come here as friends. We actually have a good old Al here with us. He's going back home.
She.
You know of her?
We don't know no Al.
Well, that's a shame then.
We don't know you.
Well, let me let you know that's a quite powerful individual. We don't suffer fools for long. but I'm feeling generous today. Tell us, what do you want to let us pass without a fight? How much is your lives worth?
The fee to pass is sort of like looks at the other individual and they look back at each other. 10 gold pieces per person.
That is outrageous.
Havel's going to move up. So, oops. Oh shoot! How do I? Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And oh crap! That's like now. 10 gold pieces. That's a lot of money. What a
As you
little boy
move
like you is
closer.
going to do with 10 gold pieces. Hands up.
As you move closer, the weapon in his hand seems to be pushed, like put down, aimed in your general direction. And that's when you notice that if this is in fact a weapon and an armed pistol, it's very, very old. And the metal parts don't even look copper; they look like bits of scrap, and there's like wire holding it together. And as you stare down the barrel and get even closer, it appears that it's a piece of wood.
And I take the weapon that's slung on my shoulder. I don't point it at him. I just point it up, and I just let off a shot. And it's like, can yours do that? Because it seems like yours can't. And I'm still holding it up.
At that point, the other individual aims at you, aims at the party, pulls up and fires a shot over your head. Put it down.
And
10 gold per person is more than I'm willing to pay. But I could give you 5 for a total of 30, just so that we don't have to kill you. How does that sound?
You hear some muttering between the two individuals. Hand over, and we want the gun too.
Sorry,
Just hold on
no
a
gun.
second.
Are we is it dark out?
It's about mid-afternoon at this point.
Are we in like a shaded area though? Is it kind of or is
You're
it-
stealthing.
Okay.
You're stealthing at the back.
All right. So I guess what I'm asking is the area I'm in, is there dim light or darkness?
No.
Okay.
No gun.
At most.
30 gold, and you get to live. Otherwise, you get nothing. You die. What will it be?
Al grabs John's sleeve just at the elbow and goes, I think they're a bunch of kids.
And this should be easy. John will subtly cast thaumaturgy. I guess he'll do it twice. Once to makes his eyes glow green, and it's to the point where like green energy seems to like seep out from his eyes from behind his glasses, oozing out like a mist almost, and he causes the ground to begin to rumble. And he says, "Quickly now, my patience wears thin."
And I am going to dimension door in front of this guy and grab his weapon. While John's doing that as well.
Okay. That takes you to the 6 seconds for that to happen. At that point, you notice that there are indeed other masked figures, and they do indeed seem to be pointing things at you. You've now revealed yourselves, and they've revealed themselves, like poking up from above. The situation seems to be escalating. And as John's voice booms, this figure shakes a little bit, and his mask drops down. And Al goes, that's my brother.
Sorry, Al, what was that?
You hear Al shout, Jonas! Just cut it out, okay?
They don't know you as Al. They call you Allie, don't they? Big sis? Big sis Allie?
Hurt him, Al. Hurt him.
Pulls down his mask completely. Joe? Is that you? You see a young dwarven face with wispy bits of hair on it underneath his wide-brimmed hat. Seems to be rather tatty, as all of his clothes are. And the two run towards each other and reunite in a huge emotional hug.
John relaxes and he smiles with satisfaction watching this scene transfold.
You notice that the others on the hillside seem to come down, and another one, like a teenager, hey, maybe 15, runs up and hugs Ala as well. And you notice that their weapons were in fact just sticks. One was actually just a broom that had been banded with some iron scraps. And they all seem to be rather skinny and in tattered rags for clothing.
My, you little ones look like you've been put through the ringer. What a sorry state you're all in. Sorry to see it. But, don't
Boy
worry,
looks at you.
things will be better for you now.
The boy looks at you. We've been doing quite fine for ourselves, actually.
Oh,
Of course, pardon me.
I went ahead and rolled a stealth check before I realized they were kids. I got a natural 20 for a total of 30. So whenever he says they're doing quite well for themselves, could I have Saul just kind of like swoop up behind him and like scoop him up?
Yeah, sure.
Just come out of the brush.
There's a little squealer.
John, don't kill them. I think they're children.
We've already established that they're Al's brothers.
Oh.
And sisters.
Yes.
I guess
There
the
seems to
apple
be-
don't fall too far from the tree, so to speak.
Yeah, seems they've taken after you, Al.
She gives you guys poisonous looks. You know, staring daggers.
He says, now, I mean, you're tough as nails. Clearly, so are they.
Up his nails. Huh?
They look at each other and nod, and Al looks over to you all and says, "Yeah, let's go home." They seem to reunite with the others, and there's some light chit-chat amongst all of them as you guys begin to walk, including a whole bunch of talk of, "Where'd you get the ink?" You guys can proceed with what you're saying.
Now, look, John, I know you and Al are kind of like friends, compadres, partners, but for me, seeing Al all mushy and gushy with her little siblings and all that just makes me just want to give her a right knuckle sandwich. Nothing personal.
Now. Lula, you will always be my number one girl. Worry, okay?
Oh, don't try to charm me with your words. it's nothing like that. I just want a little payback, you know. And now that I see, I'm just trying to get any type of gratification of her being weaker than me in any way or form, because my ego, gone.
Look,
Paul narrows his eyes suspiciously between John and Lula
Oh,
with disapproving air.
John
Like that
says,
Futurama meme, you know.
right. John says, I think I know where you're coming from. Al, I really believe that she's turned a new leaf. She's a different person now, and people can change. They can
Yeah,
become
let's hope
better.
her young siblings take after her fine example and don't get themselves killed by folks bloodthirstier than me.
you
You're
two
right.
are not getting me at all. I don't. Yeah, it's good that she's turned over to our side. I just want to beat up in a fight, fair and square.
I'm sure we could arrange that. Maybe once we're back in tent, or
Yeah,
even
this-
tonight if you wanna duke it out. But
Uh,
I think they're more a victim of the circumstances. They didn't go into banditry because they wanted to. They had to, by the way I see it. But now we're giving them the opportunity to live an honest life, and I'm sure they'll take it.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah, they just need to learn some marketable skills, that's all.
We'll put them to work at the ranch.
Sure could need it.
Is that where we go now?
Well, we still need to take a look around this place and see if we can find any more leads on the enemy. This is where the Harder brothers were transformed, I believe. It's what I saw within the younger brother's mind.
Where
So
do
I
we
think
start?
we should ask around and see if anyone has seen any of those lights, the floating orbs. And if they have, we'll... maybe we should split up while we're in town. See if we can't find out more information that way. We can rendezvous back at the saloon if they have one. God, I hope they have one.
How far is it down?
You guys walk for a good 15. You guys walk for a good hour and 15 minutes, and as it starts to peak around an hour and a half, you guys make your way down from this slow, winding, creeping path between these, like, sort of semi-steep hillsides that all seem to be crumbling in on themselves, not that they're not maintained. And finally, it opens up into what looks like a wide open little meadow. You've seen smaller versions of this, but none quite so developed, quite so steep banked. As the mountains rise around you, if you've ever seen pictures of the Swiss Alps and the tiny little cantons in there, something like that, you notice small little farms and dotted fields and some animals, but what you mostly notice is empty buildings. And as you make your way down from this little hillside into this valley that appears in front of you, the vale, this past town, you notice that it's decrepit. The fields are empty. The closer you get to it, you notice that the buildings are empty. And as the cold, high mountain winds blow upon you, like, tumbleweeds rolling through the empty, dusty streets.
How many siblings does Al have? Is it 6?
There are 3 with you here.
Okay.
You guys are led to one of these farms. It's a small shack of a building. The roof is patched with different kinds of wood and bark and whatever can be found, really. Inside, you're greeted by another one of Al's siblings, younger this time, maybe 11, 10, something like that. You don't know. These dwarven children are tiny. And there are hugs and tears. Out the back, there's a small little garden being tended by another one of these young children. Small weeded plants and hugs, reunifications, and lots of happy times. But not long afterwards, they sit you down and say, and Jonah says, "Well, we'd love to welcome you for a meal, but we don't have much lying around. There's some apples and some barley, but perhaps we can go into the town and we'll show you to the public house."
All right. Hopefully they got some food to sell there.
Yeah. Jeez.
Well, indeed. Enjoy yourselves.
What do you
Al,
mean?
holds his shoulder.
Come with us. It's on me.
We,
No worries. He smiles, extending to them a hand. Palm upward.
kid's eyes light up. One of them goes, "Do you think he means it?" Jonas gets defense and he goes, We don't take handouts.
It's not a handout.
We're not going to be in your debt.
You're right. You won't.
They're traveling back with us, right? Is that the plan?
Al and Jonas look at each other.
Indeed,
hearing
it
this.
is.
We'll discuss
You'll
it.
learn. You'll learn your teeth on the way back.
I go to that kid and I was like,
But they look hungry now.
I go to that kid and I tell him, it's like, when someone offers you something and they do it graciously, you should accept. It's good manners. Now, we're not asking this to lord over you for favors. We're just trying to be gracious hosts. Remember, we're here with Al, with your sister. If she could trust us, so can you. So, are you willing to accept John's offer?
Jonas looks at Al. I still can't get used to that. You're you're Joe. And he just sort of looks at himself and looks at the ground. Kids, put on your vests. You notice the kids scrambling and grabbing, old tattered shawls with holes in them, and their suits that have been patched up, and they all sort of dress up into their best. As you look around the house, what you notice is a lot of well-kept clutter. They prepare themselves, and Joe and Al lead you down to the past town public house, or the pub, the pass around, sometimes called, but mostly people just call it the pub.
As they're walking to the pub, John would give an encouraging smile, looking down at Jonas. He would say, "Don't worry, I assure you, there's still good people in this world." And you're one of them.
He doesn't reply, but he also doesn't seem to believe you.
DM, what time of the day is this?
At this point, it's evening time.
Oh.
Once the
okay,
kids
so-
have all gotten ready and they've prepared themselves, and they go 2 by 2, hand in hand, following behind you guys to the pub. It's definitely approaching sunset. And by this point, while the sky is still light, now that you're up high in the mountains, and specifically in this mountain pass, there is no sun. The long shadows are cast over the buildings, and you are in dim light, even though the sky is still fading blue.
And then John said, seeing his reaction, John then says to him, "Heroes exist. You'll see." And then he smiles and continues walking.
Ernest looks at his sister. Who have you gotten yourself wrapped up with? You guys make your way to public house, and it seems to be a large saloon built on the L shape of one of the corners of the town. It has a large caravan section with literally, a broken down carriage in the back, no wheels, sitting on bricks. The stables are completely empty. There's an L-shaped veranda porch. Porch is the right word that you guys understand, right? Porch around the front, and it's completely empty and damaged. One of the saloon doors is gone, and as you guys enter, you push the other one, and it creaks.
Yeah, we pushed the one door.
It creaks open. Inside, there's one old, gray, haggard man sleeping on the bar. And behind the bar, you notice a figure vaguely staring off into the distance. They seem to be human, to at least what you can see. Underneath what appear to be layers and layers of wrapped shawls and cloaks. They've got,
Well, this is creepy.
a jacket on, and then a head, just a normal headscarf. But then on top of a headscarf, they seem to be wearing a bandana, low to their face. So all you can really see is, this much of their face.
Right.
As you
John
walk
walks in and spares them a
attention, I look
glance.
at you.
Yeah, he spares them a glance and walks up to the counter.
What's all this then? Can I
Hello
get you
there.
anything?
Hello, old timer. You have customers.
Yes, customers. Well, please make yourselves welcome. What can I get? What can I get you?
Well, we're looking for a lavish feast for all of us, if you're able.
He opens his eyes. He goes, He walks over to the sleeping old man on the bar, passed out with a bottle of whiskey tipped over in front of them. He bangs his hand on this bar. Chef, wake up! What is it?
Oh, great.
Chef, we fire up the cooker.
Soul would like to make an insight check on how much of a cook this guy is.
Please proceed. You're welcome to make an inside check. You look him up and down. Seems to be old, with wisps of white hair coming off the side of his head. A dwarven figure as well. Staunch, paunchy, fat,
20.
with large jowls hanging off of his face. And
23.
his hair begins here and just goes down in sort of this white moppish mess. You trust his fat belly.
Okay.
Chef
I'm gonna watch
stumbles
him-
back into the kitchen.
I'm gonna watch him very
Okay, I'm on it.
and see if he
Okay.
washes his hands before he cooks. That'll be the way I know for sure.
My goodness.
You keep an eye on it, but he opens a door, goes into the back, and the door drunkenly slams shut behind him.
I think we're gonna get some comfort food out of this.
I sure hope so.
Oh,
Figure
man.
behind the
The
bar
young
starts
ones.
slamming tables together and getting things sorted out. He greets Jonas, and then he looks Al up and down. He goes, well, that's a familiar face. What was? And after a second, Al has a moment of recognition, and they hug each other as well. And he brings a bottle of wine to the table for you guys. And how can I get you guys started here? What you need from me?
So, young ones, what do you want to drink? What do you have to? Actually, John looks to the server to the main.
One of the kids shouts. It's not the youngest, but the second youngest, perhaps.
Well, you heard the man. Ales for everyone. I guess.
Al snaps back. Do you like still do the mountain apple juice? Yeah, of course. Of course we do. Yeah. I could get that done.
Oh yeah, I suppose that would be more appropriate.
I say.
I'll have ale, please. I don't want apple juice.
He
I wouldn't
takes
mind some
everyone's
apple
order.
juice.
He takes everyone's order. Aslan gets milk. The rest get their
Yes.
ales. He brings a couple of bottles of apple juice to the table. And then he heads into the back to help with the cooking as you guys are left. The children are chattering along and wholly enjoying having a fun time.
I just imagine
Havel,
Aslan hanging out with us with a little milk mustache the whole time.
Havel will bust out the viola and starts playing a little happy tune. To
The
light
kids are in giggles and cheers. Some of the two of the little girls are standing up and dancing and clapping in circles. This has livened up, and you notice that an old couple seem to stumble in and haggard from the streets, bent over double. They seem to be humanoid, but not quite. And as you look closer at them, they seem to be, in fact, beast folk. But old owl folk, perhaps? As they walk in, fluffy and brushed up their feathers, they head to the bar and order themselves a drink and seem to be very pleased that something is in fact happening in this quiet little town.
if there's like a staging area, I'll gauge the entire area so that my music echoes out even more into the street, supposed street.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go there.
You can position yourself so that you're aimed at the little front saloon doors. That's reasonable. Do you want to give me a performance check?
Yes, sir.
Then please do. What are the rest of you doing as everybody sits chattering? Al seems to be catching up with her siblings, exchanging stories of travels and banditry and having what seem to be light-hearted laughs. As soon as something is mentioned, it seems to be taken in one direction. Sorry, Hava, what was that?
21.
21. The owl couple, the old man, in fact, gets up and puts a single feathered hand out for his lady, and they start a small jig, and it seems that everyone inside is dancing. From the kitchen, you hear laughter, and the bartender comes out once again to see what's going on. In the street, you notice from across the road, one of the unemptied houses, a window flaps up. A strange figure behind it looks out at you, glaring. A human. Grizzled face, long beard. He looks across the road to the bar through his blinds and then slams them shut.
From within a home?
From within a home across the street from the bar, yeah.
Okay.
But besides that, it seems that everybody is having a fantastic time with the music, and the children, even Al, are all excited, jiving and dancing a little bit. The old owl couple seem to be dancing.
So, John would dance with them, but after a while, he would break off from the dance floor and he would approach the beast folk couple, and he would smile to them and say, "Well, hello there. Who might you be?"
Oh, well, hello. I'm Mr. Hooten. This is Mrs. Hooten, my wife. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And who might you be?
Pleasure is mine. My name is John Morello. I come from Baygate. We're here to pick up Al's younger siblings, take them to a nice ranch. Well, they'll be safe and look after.
Well, it's mighty fine that someone finally came to look after those poor children.
I agree.
The wife nods.
But we're also here for a second reason. We've heard that there might be happening some strange occurrences in the area. People changing or acting strangely. Maybe disappearing.
Well, I must say, I haven't heard that. I have heard about strange folks around acquiring properties, and we've indeed been approached too. But saying the strange sights, only the old and drunk. If you catch my meaning. Perhaps you might be better off talking to the chef if that's what you're looking for.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hooten. Please, enjoy this moment. It's on us. We'll cover the tab.
Well, mighty polite of you. Thank you, sir.
Of course. And then John would look to the waiter and he would say, whatever they like, it's on us. Please.
Hava looks at him and he's like,
Fine, it's on me. Don't worry, Havel. I got you. And then John would approach the chef and he would ask him a similar question.
Chef is furiously chopping onions. Just, what you talking about?
You know, yeah. There's been any oddities occurring around lately. People acting strange.
Oddity, everything odd. Every day I work, every day odd. Every day different. See stupid things. People acting strange. People act strange every day. What you want, my friend?
And what about lights in the night sky? Different colored lights. You ever seen anything like that?
He's just like stops suddenly, stares over at you. What lights? What you talking? And he pegs the knife into the table. Dunk.
Flying, floating, red, green, orange, yellow. Things
And
like
yellow,
that.
his eyes open up bright. You saw the lights.
Indeed. I have more than I would like to have seen. But
Sweat breaks out across his balding forehead, and he seems to grip the table next to him.
those lights, they mean trouble. They mean danger. And he would like to get to the bottom of it. Do you know of anything that might help me? That might help us in our search? We mean to put a stop to them.
He looks around nervously, looking at the ground. You want to fight them?
Indeed, we already have, and we've won so far.
You've won, gods. I Pelor, I don't know what you mean. There is no winning. There's only running. My own wife, He grabs his chest. And he stumbles forward and grabs you. No. There's only running.
There's nowhere to run. They're all over. There is only this struggle, my friends. And we must stick together in this. We must help each other. Otherwise, there will be no victory.
All I know is they come in the night. And
Nothing else?
he looks at you, his eyes growing wide.
Where do they come
You see
from?
true
Which direction?
terror in them. They seem to value. They seem to dissuade those going where they were by the old mines. It's people, they went missing, and the lights came before and after, but no one believes me.
I believe you. I know it is true.
He grips you
And
like pulls you close to him, intensely staring in your eyes. And you say you can stop it.
let's try.
Well, Lord, I
Yes.
can't cook. And you see him, he goes to his little thing, he slams open a drawer, grabs a bottle of brandy, and puts it to his lips, but it seems to calm his shaking nerves as he grips onto the table and slams it down again. My wife, I hope Pelor has your soul.
We will avenge you. Rest assured. But the mines, you say, where can we find them?
Your friends, the dwarves, they know the mines.
Good. We will take a look in the daytime. The enemy is at rest. Because as I'm sorry to say this, perhaps it is best you didn't. I think it's safer that you are informed. There is nowhere to run to. They are not only here, they are everywhere. And spreading quickly. This is why we must quell them at their source.
Gasps and grasps his chest, and he puts the bottle to his lips again. And oh, Pelor above, will we ever be safe?
Yes, we shall. We are not alone. There is a greater power that is coming to our rescue. And, all I know is that he is our savior. That green is the color of hope. He says, smiling to him.
God damn it.
He looks at you, Dios. Pelor, what shall I do? What shall I do?
You would probably be
What
safe.
shall I do?
You would probably be safer in a more populated place.
But I can't leave
here.
everything I own is here.
Saul pokes his head in. John, could you tell him to hurry up with the food, please? Everyone is getting pretty rowdy.
My Pelor, how can I cook? We are in danger.
No, we're not
What
in
did-
danger
What
at
did you
this
tell
very
him?
moment.
He's
But you told me
terrified. What
there's
did you
nowhere
do?
we can run.
No, there is. You should go to Bay Gates. You'll be safer there.
In the city amongst the madmen. No, I left Vegas many
Look.
years ago.
Better amongst the madmen than amongst the monsters.
Weren't we just in a big city where there was a whole hive of them hiding out underneath there?
Theo,
Yeah.
hello, what are you doing to me? And he trying to grab me another shot.
All right, I'm just gonna help
No.
out.
We're never gonna eat, are we?
The kids are throwing things against the wall. It's getting crazy out there. We need food. Just here, I'll help out.
Apple will start the music, then you start a group chant, say, "We want food. We want food. We want food."
Madness out there. It's mob rule.
Nikki meets it.
The kids join into the chant. We want food. We want food. We want food. And now you got the whole bar going. Hey, even the owl folks. We want food. We want food.
Well, there goes my chance of starting an arm wrestling competition. We want food.
I just rolled a natural
Clearly,
20.
I'm getting in the way. I think I'm just gonna go outside.
I got a natural 20 on the stupidest thing ever and like finishing this meal. So 27. I look forward to all the nat ones I'm going to roll during a crucial combat later.
Right, you already got
So
a 2 on your
stealth-
initiative.
On stealth, that was unnecessary. On finishing food, yeah, bro. D&D Beyond is giving it to you today.
Yeah, man.
So-
It's gonna be good.
What you noticed is that there's a whole bunch of food laid out and ready to be fast cooked as quickly as possible. There's some sausages stored above that were taken out, boiled, and ready to be grilled. There was some chicken splayed open, spatchcocked, bashed down to make it as flat as possible so that it could be quickly grilled. And he was preparing, a decent-sized feast. You can finish it off. And with a natural 20, you can add some spice to it and make it delicious.
There's no soul in this food. You're just making it as fast as you can. There's no love being put into this. It's all wrong.
Yes, I put my heart and soul in the food when there are enemies coming from the sky. He's
You
getting
shouldn't
more and
listen
more
to
drunk.
strange men with green hair. They don't know what John is
He knows
dramatic.
what
He
he's
doesn't know what he's
talking about.
talking
It's you. You are crazy. All of you tell me I'm crazy, but he tell me I'm right. And at this point, the other guy takes him aside and tells him to go home.
There's no food.
No, there's
Saul is
food.
cooking the food.
No, Saul's making the food now. He's running the dude's business for him.
Yeah, this restaurant belongs to Saul now.
For this evening,
guy
at
like-
least, yes.
The guy sort of looks at John. He goes, I'm like sorry, so sorry about the chef, but what did you say to him, man?
No, it's okay. It's my fault. I was speaking of a serious matter at a bad moment. I chose the time poorly. Please forgive me.
Well, I mean, food's on you guys, I guess. And he walks away to finish tending some stuff at the bar that looks like it was, not needed to be tended, polishing glasses that seemed to mostly be dusty more than anything else.
He says, "Don't worry, we will still pay the bill."
No, we won't. I'm doing all the work.
Yeah, but you're cooking food that you don't own, so you need to pay them, Saul.
Okay, half off. 50%
And besides, we know to you that that's not work. That's pleasure.
it can be both.
Saul, do you know how much money we have compared to these people?
I'm not sure.
Soul is so cheap, bro.
Yeah, we have their wealth many times over. Rest assured.
How much could this
mean-
cost?
I mean, look at this place. He runs his fingers along the counter, and he's like looking at the dust upon the tip of his fingers.
That doesn't have
He runs
anything
his
to
fingers
do.
across the counter.
with-
The counter is unpolished, and he gets a splinter in his finger.
That doesn't have anything to do with poverty. That's just poor craftsmanship. That's just poor work ethic.
You look around this place, and it definitely seems to have to do with poverty. The place is shabby, and nothing is fixed up, but everything is broken.
I tell you what, I get the group of you to focus on something other than killing everybody for one night. Why don't you tell everybody in there to just start cleaning up? I tell you, this place will look a lot better. This will be the best restaurant this side of the wilderness.
Saul, this is a
One week
night for revelry. I'm not gonna put these kids to work. That comes later at the ranch.
As soon as John finishes saying that, Lula's gonna burst through the kitchen and she's gonna say, "What's taking so long? I knew you two were arguing."
Well, he doesn't even look up to look at her. He just slides like a platter of like fried potatoes. Or he says, "Those are appetizers. Take them out."
Okay. I guess Lula's
Ding, ding.
awake just
Swing
now.
out!
Hey,
Now then,
can I get my meat? Can I get my meat well done, please? Says
No,
Saul.
you can leave.
Please. That's how Mom always makes it.
Well, your mama lied. Your mama
My
was wrong.
mother's a saint.
Your mother was wrong.
Almost.
No saintly person would ruin a perfectly good cut of meat like this. With well done.
It's safer. You don't want to get worms, do you?
What are you talking about? You don't get worms. What do you?
Yeah,
what?
there's worms in meat. You have to cook them out.
I need more starters. Need more potato starters or anything else.
They're all.
Thanks.
He throws like another set of potatoes into like a fryer or whatever it is.
It was like,
I can't-
help! I'm out of potatoes.
I can't believe that they've eaten all those already.
The children are like just grabbing it with their little dwarven stubby fingers and stuffing it in there.
I swear someone just bit me.
I prefer it in here, John. It's far too wholesome out there. Did I hear right? We found we got a bearing on where we're headed.
Yeah. Well, at the cost of upsetting the chef, he told us that there are those floating lights coming from the mines near the town. Apparently, that's where he believes that the enemy is, and I believe that we should go there when it's light out, and hopefully they're asleep, so we clear out the mines before we move on.
You
Bring
reckon
the
they?
younglings back to the ranch?
You reckon they sleep?
Yeah, because they seem to come out at night, and when we went into the lair within the city delta, they had like some kind of weird bed, right? So I imagine they do. Everything sleeps, right? As far as I know.
I haven't seen you sleep in a minute.
Well,
Lula
I'm
burst
special.
through
I'm
the
special,
door.
Saul. I don't need
Yeah,
to sleep.
they
Not
seem
when there's
pretty.
work to do.
They seem pretty special to me.
Lula bursts through the door and says, "Let's talk. More food. Serve me."
Okay, fine. He takes out some like fried chicken. He says, "This is supposed to cool, but maybe it'll slow him down."
They're not special. They're alien. It's different.
It'll cool down their stomachs. Thanks. Coming right up, guys.
Can I instinctive bounce on the fried chicken?
John, that chicken is not going to last long. I need your help. Here.
No.
With 20 initiative, you can, Aslan.
John says, "Oh, I can help." He sticks his hand in his coat and he pulls out a bottle of tequila.
John,
Spice things,
no.
spice things up a bit.
You know what? Just get the hell out of my kitchen.
No. It's fine.
the
It's
hell
fine.
outta
Okay,
here.
look, it's not for the food. It's for us, okay? He looks around and picks up two dusty glasses, inspects them a little bit,
All right.
blows some air into them, and then he pours out the two
Awesome.
glasses and sets one down
All
for
right,
Saul.
I want you to take this mallet and smash this chicken down.
Okay.
As soon as Soul says that, Lula's gonna burst through the door. She's gonna grab John by the by his shoulders and tell him, "You got a silver tongue. You calm everyone out there." Shove him out the kitchen, and she's taking
They've had-
John in the kitchen.
They had
Oh,
appetizers
oh.
and fried chicken. How are they not calmed down by now?
Just let him bounce on me. We gotta hurry up.
The children are like grabbing at Aslan. We want chicken too! We want chicken too! And Aslan just... I don't know, what is Aslan doing? Sorry, my bad.
Havel stopped the music and I go into the kitchen. It's like, you better sling out some more food. You know, the kid's about to eat Aslan now.
I'm working on it.
Aslan
I
is
was like,
hoarding all the
okay.
chicken. he
So
throws,
as John
he
is-
throws one chicken away at the table to lure them away.
So as John is cast to the wolves,
I was like, come on, big guy!
as John is cast to the wolves, he tries to distract them with. He uses minor illusion to do, like create an image, and he begins telling a bogus story about how he had to sword fight his way through a castle so that he could rescue a damsel in distress, and then he fades to black once they get back to his apartment.
Owl blushes. The rest of them are somewhat distracted by the story, and then Lula comes out with more potatoes, and they immediately like snap away from the story and rush over to Lula to grab some potato. Do you want to give me a performance check?
Oh, sure. Oh, wait, who?
John.
Okay.
Let's see.
And the children now
That's a
crowding
12.
around Aslan as Al goes, come on, big guy, share it with the rest of us.
He starts handing out chicken one by one to the kids until there's nothing left for him.
The kids listening to John, then they grab their chicken and they sit down in front of him and like, dinner and a show.
Yeah. But his story is so embellished that it's clearly bullshit. The adults would know that he's completely making it up, but the kids might be.
In the midst of the chaos, Jonas looks over at Havel, who's stopped the music, and goes, I don't know who you guys are, but thank you, I guess.
Wait,
Yeah,
who
what-
thanks them? Jonas?
Yeah.
And I tell him, like, look, Jonas, you know, you have every right to be skeptical. I don't blame you. You've been out here for a long time, relying on each other. But rest assured, we are taking you to a better place and a better situation. You just gotta sometimes have faith. Have faith in others.
Are you guys those church folk?
No, we're just good people with good hearts. Maybe a little bit batshit crazy, but still good people.
We're ranchers, is what we are.
You sound the same.
5 pillars, nutsack. Ow, my finger.
We're
Like I
ranchers. Have you ever
Like-
ridden a skink?
The kids don't know what a skinker is, but they're all very intrigued. What's that?
Lula? You mind explaining?
Oh, a skink is kind of like a little horsey old pony, except it's a lot more leathery, has a lot more teeth. It can probably eat you if it's too hungry. Best thing you gotta do, and she goes into detail on how to wrangle it, not really explaining what a skinker is, and like a roundabout way of explaining what it is, but also giving
What do you
tips
got?
and
So actually, just for interest's sake, what Lula says, because the way to wrangle a skinker is you have to grab it by the tail because they can't fold their body back like all the way 100%. So you have to grab it by the tail, and then you can pull it by the tail until you get it in front of you and then dive on top of it, much like wrangling a crocodile.
Cool.
Or an alligator, I guess, for you Floridians.
yeah.
That's better.
So yeah, a good thing about a skink is that it can't really kick you, but it does bite, and those tails, ooh boy.
Yep, that's very accurate. What's a skinker? They look up expectantly.
Oh. It's a big lizard. You can ride it.
Like a dragon?
Yeah, like a dragon, except without the wings and cannot fly.
Well, that sounds less exciting, but still kind of cool, I guess. And the little girl munches on the bone of chicken, ripping off the cartilage, sucking out the marrow like a hungry child.
Well, little girl, I got nothing else to say to that.
You know what? DM, as I'm like playing the music, that little girl that said, "Oh, doesn't sound as dangerous." I'll put my minor illusion of a skinker right behind her, and I'll tell her, "Hey, look behind you."
Sorry if anyone's wearing earphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like it's a little dangerous, don't you think?
And you ride them? The kids are all amazed and amused and wow. Unless there's anything else anyone else would like to do, Saul finishes the remainder of the food.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
And
I guess-
a veritable feast comes out. Chicken, sausages, more potatoes, some baked barley bread, now toasted and browned. Beans, corn, anything that can be dried and fried.
I guess John would do
So
some
would you like to
party
describe
tricks
the
with
food?
his telekinesis. He would maybe make one of the kids rag dolls like dance upon a counter. But yeah, that's it.
Everyone is amused. The kids, the owlbear folk. Some more old folk seem to stumble in from the town, interested by what's going on.
John moves his
You
hands
gather
to make
a-
it dance.
The children laugh and giggle and are much amused. Everybody eats and feasts and laughs and has a lovely evening.
Alright, what's the bill?
Man, I told you to stop asking me about gold prices.
Oh yeah, I'm
on
sorry.
stream-
Never mind.
on stream.
It's 0 gold. Saul is passed out in the kitchen.
I will
Yeah.
I'll send you an invoice. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
It's probably somewhere like 12 gold total for like
I'll
everything.
pay 15. I think it's 15 gold for 1 day of aristocratic lifestyle, right? Aristocratic, I
Yeah.
mean, lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I'll knock off 15.
That sounds about right.
I'll give John 5, and also I'll take a plate of food. I'll scoop up like a good portion, or at least whatever's left, and I'll bring it to the kitchen, knowing that Saul's passed out, and I'll just put it in front of him.
Aw.
And I'll walk out.
I can't believe Lula did that for me.
Lula's currently arm wrestling a kid. Just for funsies.
Is she winning?
No, she's losing. She's losing. Yeah. Lula forgot about Saul.
I guess now would be a good time to unload those eggs that I did a while back. He'll add it to the pot of. And yeah, I think that's it.
Then
Just
you
more
guys
festivities.
can find a place to stay, or we'll go back to the shack. But there are, in fact, little guest houses in the back. More like little chalets. They seem to be effectively circular huts with circular thatched roofs that are outdated and a little bit damp. But about 6 of them surround the main inn-house next to the stables, and you guys can have as many as you want.
Before we all retire, John would he would pull her aside and explain that in the morning that they will be heading to the mines to clear it out of the enemy, and that if they don't return, I guess he would put like 30 gold in her hand and tell her to use it to make their way back to the ranch. Just in case.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Yes. We must coil them where we can. And at least hitting them in the daytime, we should be able to catch them unawares. I hope.
Then I should come with you. I can fight. I have my ink.
Only if you really want to. But,
I can hold my own.
Very well then. Don't say no to your help. Just be sure you stay safe and stick together.
Actually, no. I'm not happy with that. If Lula interjects, if Elle is in low health and she's not gonna make it, just once throughout the entire whole ordeal that we have to go through, I'm taking her back home. I'm not letting those kids lose their big sister.
Yes, I feel the same way.
If she gets knocked out even once, she's out. I'm carrying her back home.
You're too important to them and to us. But we'll see how it goes. If she
I can
wishes
handle
to,
my own.
to fight, if she wishes to help fight to protect this world, we ought to let her.
Oh,
Savior
definitely.
knows we need the help. Well, alright then. Let's get some rest. And in the morning, we'll head out. Al can show us the way.
You guys. Yep.
I'll take the time to help with the cleanup.
Very polite of you.
And and try to spruce it up to a point where I'll have enough shut-eye time to be fully rested for tomorrow's activities.
That's fair. My man says, "Well, thank you for helping me clean up and for the music. We haven't had that many people here in a long time. So I appreciate it anyway."
One thing Havel knows, he sees good people, and Havel will help good people.
Well, I guess that makes you good people. Go get some rest. I'll finish up here. He closes a bigger door onto the two small little day doors and seems to bolt lock it for the night. And you can go back to the chalet.
Yep, and I'll sleep.
Well, you guys can all take a long rest. As you have had your meal and you sleep, you wake the next morning in whatever order you would like to do so. And as you sleep, if anything happens in the night, let's go to break. We'll see what happens after that.
All
We'll
right.
see you in just a minute. All right, everybody. Are we in break, Diego?
Now we are in break. I guess I'll keep the music for the break. I'm good. I already did both.
And we're live. Once again, welcome everybody. As the party wakes in the morning, slightly hungover. Al and Jonas have gone to the thing, but Al has now returned and she's waiting in the public house for the rest of the party to wake up so that they can get on with the task that they have set for themselves for the day. Who's up first? How are you guys?
John is always up first,
Gonna
right?
stumble out of the.
Yeah, John is
kitchen.
always up first, so
Saul is gonna stumble out of the kitchen with the tequila and two dusty glasses they were supposed to drink last night.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
And
as the,
he's gonna have a
as
little
the
bit-
party.
He's gonna have a little bit of like gravy on the corner of his mouth from the meal that somebody left out for him that he's assumed Lula did. Guess who else?
well, morning to you, Al says.
Oh, you're still here? I would have thought you'd skedaddled back to the ranch with the young'uns by now.
I need to take you guys to the mines, she says.
Oh, all right.
sorry.
What are
Yeah, Saul, she's coming with. She's gonna
Oh,
help.
you're here too. That's good. We're supposed to drink some of this. I guess just a shot.
What are we drinking?
Whatever the hell this is you brought in my kitchen last.
Oh, it's some tequila. Oh, I have forgotten it here. Thank you. He takes it and he takes a quick swig. And then he looks over and smiles and offers it to Al. He's like, for your nerves?
She, unflinching, grabs it and takes a. Handing it back to you.
And then John offers it to Saul as well.
Oh, sure.
How about you,
I'm
Saul?
glad.
Breakfast?
I'm glad you remembered me. Thank you.
How
very
could I
much.
forget? You're a very distinguished man. Stand out, Saul. At least.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
So, the rest of them waking up or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tend to kind of roll out of bed a little bit after us.
She looks at John.
It'll be Aslan, then Lula, then Havel, I'd reckon.
You should go wake everyone up, Saul. You're the me. I need to stay nice.
What? Okay. Why do you need to stay nice? I thought you didn't need anybody.
What? I never said that.
You said that you can't commit to anybody. I asked you why you couldn't tie the knot with Allie, and you said you can't commit to nobody.
Do you know what? I think I'll go wake everyone up, yeah?
That's a great idea.
She storms out the room.
Lula walks into.
Why would you say that in front of her? You're just making her uncomfortable.
She bumps into Lula. Sorry, I'm gonna wake everyone up. And then
Well-
slides past you.
I'm sure you've noticed by now that I think it's kind of funny, and also, she did try to kill an old man, and so just making her a little uncomfortable makes me happier. You know, as opposed to doing anything else I might usually do to someone. I think she's getting off pretty easy, don't you?
She's changed now. I would just like us to move past that. And honestly, you doing that, it'll always make her feel like an outsider while you keep doing it. Is that what you want? Not to feel included and to feel different than the rest of us?
I mean, she is though. She's not doing it because she chose to. She's doing it because we made her.
That's not true.
Morning, fellas.
You don't think that's even a little bit true, John? Look, it's fine.
She had a chance to run away, and she didn't.
You guys-
She stayed.
You guys hear Lula saying morning, fellas.
Oh, hey, Lula. We were just.
Sorry, Lula. Hello.
Yeah. John's mad that I embarrassed him in front of Allie.
Yes, yet again.
Well, it sounds like you guys are shit talking Al, just as I expected.
No, I'm not shit talking Al. He is. He points to Saul.
I'm not shit talking anybody. I'm just speaking facts.
Yeah, that's shit talking. You go to a fat man and you call him fat. Is that not shit talking?
Is he fat?
Yeah.
Am I trying to help him? To maybe stop being so fat all the time? You know, in that case, it might not be.
It's still definitely still shit talking.
I don't look. You asked me a question.
Anyways, I know it's really difficult for you, Saul. I know it's difficult for you. Try and be nice, okay?
I am being nice.
Maybe you'll like it.
This is as nice as I can be. Don't you understand?
Look, just
John,
try
this is
it.
as nice as you can be.
Oh, okay.
You've seen
Aslan.
Well, I guess it is hard to teach an old dog tricks.
Oh.
Ooh, burn.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I'm trying to teach you how to care about like someone. All you care about is causes. You don't care about people. It seems like not enough to get invested in them.
You mean I don't care about people? You think we're
I'm
here
calling it like I see it, John.
help
It seems like you care more about certain causes than the individual people involved. That's all I've been trying to get at. I don't mean that like offensively. It's something I've noticed that I'm pointing out.
Well, I don't see why you would see things that way. I mean, sure, we have the mission. That is a priority.
Ladies,
But I care about
ladies.
everyone we come across if I can help it.
Ladies, we can have these philosophical conversations after we've done what we needed to do. Right now, let's eat
Well, it's
breakfast.
good to air these things out before, we're probably gonna, we're going into the lion's den, so to speak.
I just don't see where you get that I don't care about people.
I'm not saying you don't care about people. I'm saying you care more about causes than people. You can still care about people, just not enough to commit to them. You commit to causes.
Well, yeah. There's a colony-wide threat that concerns me. Think about it all the time. Sorry if I'm a little obsessive. This is it's an extreme circumstance.
John,
Dealing with it as best I can, trying to balance it all out. It's not easy. A lot.
It just seems
a lot
like
on my mind.
Convenient excuse to me. That's all.
Okay.
But we can drop it. I'm sorry I brought it up.
You joke way too.
I'm not joking. All right, no, we'll drop it.
Okay. Luna is gonna come up to both of them, grab them by the back of their necks, slowly bring their heads together, and she's gonna say,
Lula, I don't know what you're doing, but I don't like it. Stop that.
Yeah, John, as she's like splitting them up, John's gonna snatch the tequila bottle out of Saul's hand.
I haven't even had a sip yet.
And he's gonna take a swig of it and walk away with the bottle, ever so slightly angrily.
He is such a spiteful ass, Lula. I'm just trying to help him.
To be honest, I just came in here. I'm hungry. I don't know what's going on. Sorry.
Oh, well, here, have some of the food you left me.
What?
I still got some left here. He likes a plate of potatoes and gravy. A little cold, but it's good.
Ava walks in hearing this, and it's like, "So you're an asshole," and just walks out.
What is going on today?
Well, number one, I didn't leave you jack. I was busy arm wrestling kids.
And who left it for me then?
I don't know. Probably ask Cavill.
It wasn't John. He only cares about his mission and himself and how it makes him look.
Okay, moving away from that, ask Cavill.
Havel hates me. How could it be Havel?
It may have been. He just called you an asshole. It's gotta be a reason. I mean, it's kind of easy to call you one at times, but
maybe Aslan did it. I've been cooking a lot for Aslan. Aslan had bonded over like botany. So
to be honest, I would have noticed if Aslan had gone into the kitchen. Kind of hard to miss that big bloke.
Maybe it was one of the kids.
Yeah, they are pretty short. Probably one of them.
Okay. I
And
guess
Lucas
we'll
takes
never
the food.
know for sure.
Indeed, takes the food and starts eating.
I'm gonna get my stuff ready after we're finished eating, and I'm gonna head out to wait for the others to go to the mine.
You two up.
Very nice. So yeah, I think we would gather up and head that way.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You guys make your way to the north side of the valley. You approach towards where the road leads towards Baygate. You know, the same dusty streets as the houses. You know, the town is, you know, two rows of houses stretched along the main stream, but they grow more sparse and start to be overtaken by homesteads and small houses as you guys leave the city, until you finally come across another row of these houses, which seem like collections of bunkhouses and similarly designed houses placed side by side. And this road leads you towards what seems to be a small crack in the cliffside that surrounds a small vale. As you approach this crack closer and closer, Al starts to get worried. At this point, finally, the mid-morning has arrived, and the sun breaks over the hillside. And it's warm, the warm summer sun now greets you. You hear no chirps of birds. You hear just the cool wind rushing off the mountainsides down into the valley, as it seems perpetually cold and perpetually flowing in towards the middle of this past town. But you finally arrive at the mines, and all you notice before you is what looks to be a big track in the stone, as it seems to have split. And within, with wooden beams supporting the crack so that it would no longer collapse in on itself more and more, and what seems to be a well-worn path underneath, an empty, dark, twisted mine shaft. The darkness from within glares back at you. Eddie, I think that I can hear like TV or something from behind you. Sorry, man.
Oh,
The darkness glares back at you from within the mine shaft, and as this crack stares ominously down from above you.
Saul will turn on his lantern.
The lantern reveals this crack and crevice seems to creep into the mountainside, supported by wooden beams and pillars.
Well, who wants to go first?
You have the lantern.
Fair enough. He's gonna unholster his gun and descend.
Luna follows close behind.
Aslan as well.
yeah, I'm in. And also, do you still hear the background? Oh no.
Well, that's much better, thanks, man.
Yep.
You guys. Okay, sorry, what were you saying?
No, I'm gonna see if I have dancing lights. No, I do not. Sorry.
John is gonna cast a spell.
Gonna cost what, sorry?
He's gonna cast a spell. He is going to cast Intellect Fortress. I think he's gonna do it upon Lula and Aslan. And
Okay.
people would, as he casts the spell, people would see a green shimmering halo around both their heads, but it's faint and it doesn't glow bright. Just a really faint, soft, dark green.
Ooh. Very cool.
This should protect your minds. I can hold it for a while.
Okay.
Go. We'll be some paces behind you, but take
Alright.
the lead.
I guess since I've got a light, there's not really much sense of being stealthy. So we'll just go in. Just carefully observing, keeping an eye out for any
Yep.
critters
But we would-
or
I
football.
think we would try and step quietly
Well, sure.
and not try and make a lot of noise as we venture in.
Yeah, I just yeah. If you want me to roll a stealth check for that, I just with the
Yeah.
lantern, I guess keep that in mind.
How about group stealth?
Do you want us to do a group stealth?
I think a group stealth check is appropriate. So, like you say,
Okay.
you guys have lights, and it is a 1-by-1 tunnel check. It's more like you're stealthing to go as quietly and like to not to make as little noise as possible, as opposed to like not be seen. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, in that case,
Because there's no real stealthing in the.
right, that makes sense.
And we just need your roll. Yeah,
27.
that's a good roll.
Dang.
Man, you're on
Alright,
fire
what
today,
do you-
Saul.
Yeah.
So the
what do you
average
guys
is
average?
17.
Okay. You guys make your way into the darkness of this tunnel, led through the crack by Saul, Lula, and Aslan. You make your way down, and what you immediately notice is that the dust has long settled. But there are no mice or rats squeaking from these tunnels. No rattlesnakes have made their burrows here. It's deathly silent as you guys creep in slowly, stealthily. The silence bears down on you. The tunnel slowly declining. Finally, you find yourselves at a shaft. A wooden beam with a roller above it reveals a small elevator that seems to be hand operated with a triple rope line on 2 pulleys so you can lower yourself down as you stand upon it. Beneath, you shine the light down. There is a stone floor and continuing blackness around you. The smell from the entire tunnel is not rancid. It's stale. Stale air and cold earth.
Guess I'll start descending down the lift as quietly as we can.
Squeak, 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 squeak,
I'm gonna
squeak, squeak,
stop it.
squeak, squeak,
I'm
squeak.
gonna stop it as soon as it's squeaking. And I'm gonna take like a jar of bacon grease that I keep with me for cooking,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna smear it on the pulley or whatever it is, whatever the mechanism is,
Mm-hmm.
and try to. Hopefully that will be enough to make the squeaking stop for the short amount of time we'll hopefully be here.
You try again. It's somewhat better,
Okay.
but still not exactly quiet as you guys swing your way down into the darkness. As the wood touches the stone below and you stop. What you notice before you seems to be a large dugout cavern. There's still scraps of oxidized copper in the walls, green and slightly tarnished. You guys look around. But as you do, it seems that this mined out area around you also has some odd flat features and are strikingly familiar. Particularly one stands out to Saul with his high passive perception and passive investigation. There's a single wall, flat, before you, about 10 feet off the ground, has its four corners just off of each other, you know, like, where's my little thing so I can draw it for you guys quickly. The four corners seem to intersect into each other a little bit too perfectly. As the rocks meet in the middle. As you guys see, it's broken up. I don't know if you can see that,
Yeah.
but the cracks seem to just meet up in the center. A little bit too conveniently.
Yeah. Saul's gonna quietly gesture towards it, towards John.
What is this? Crack in the wall? You whisper.
Seems that way.
Why are you
Looks
showing me
cool.
this?
It looks a little neat, don't you think?
I guess it does look out of place, but I don't know. Never
Could you
really
use-
been in a proper mine shaft before.
Could you use your what do you call it? Telekinesis, telekinesis, something like that. You
Hello, what?
whatever. I know you use stuff that they use. Could you use something that they would use to possibly open it up? Because it seems like screams secret door to me. I don't know about you.
I guess. I'll try. He takes a step back and takes in a deep breath before he stretches out his hand towards the crack in the wall, and he tries to do a gentle shove with his telekinesis where the crack is centered.
Okay,
If he can
the wall
displace
is
something from within.
the wall is here. What direction do you push?
Well, he would start pushing straight forward into it. And then if not, then he would go left, then up, then to the right, then down.
You seem to push and push and push and push, and almost like the wrong key jiggling in a hole. You're just like pushing against stone. There's resistance. It's a stone wall, seems. And
you-
though there is a crack and you do sense something behind it, it's not just as simple as pushing it open.
Could you focus towards the center of it and try to do something a little more complicated, like expand outward, maybe? That seems like just the way the crack is lined up. It looks like it's meant to spiral out, perhaps.
The hell?
Can you
This
find
sort of thing is easy?
I'm just asking if you can fine tune it. You can put a little artistry into your work.
I'll try.
Side note, DM, I would like to investigate the surrounding area to see if there's like a lever or like a push button or maybe a what do they call it? A pressure plate.
Please roll an investigation check.
Yes, sir.
John, as you try and push from within the cracks at the center, it seems that that's not really what's going on, but as you do, some of the pressure lands on one of the slabs that seems to align into the center, and it seems to just slowly push itself in. And the stone shifts.
Yeah, I
Oh, that's
think it
interesting.
might have worked. It did something.
I rolled a 19.
Well, you don't notice anything around. You do notice the slab shift. And as you see the slab shift, as John messes with it with his mind, you notice that the four of them seem to be movable. And with the dust moving, there is a clean layer in between the slabs, indicating that perhaps there is some pattern or some. Maybe they are a button or a pressure plate themselves.
I would like to go up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, start.
Okay.
Actually, I think there's four slabs, right? And two of them are stacked on top of each other. There is one in the top left corner, top right corner, bottom left, bottom right.
Exactly,
So-
yeah.
So which slab shifts?
It seems while you were pushing, the first one, the first one that shifted. Okay, so 4 quadrants, right?
Yeah.
As you're looking at them, top right shifted.
Top right, okay. So John would walk over and he would try and manually push it with his hands.
It's 10, it's 10 feet up.
Oh, it's high up. Is there any barrels or anything around that we set under
Aslan
to
will
climb
boost him up.
You can't just
Whoa,
keep using
whoa.
your. Okay.
It's not that powerful. Not yet, at least. Hey, you usually only do small objects, not a big ass stone like that.
Right then. Just be good practice, maybe.
It's alright, I'll climb on top of Aslan. I think I can reach it that way. So he would do that. He would climb up Aslan's shoulder, stand there, while he tries
You're able to reach it.
to steady himself up against the wall with his balance, and would try and push the slab aside.
Once again, you don't seem to be able to shift the slabs.
Oh,
You push them side to side and whatever, they don't seem to move, but you do put your hand on that top right slab again, and it seems to push in
in. Okay.
slightly under the pressure.
Oh, gotcha. Alright, he'll try and push it in the rest of the way.
You push it in. It sits.
Uh,
Try another
Alright, I
quadrant.
guess-
Maybe it's like a code or a sequence or something.
maybe. Hopefully it's not trapped in case we get it wrong.
That's okay. I'll go
Uh.
stand over here. He stands 40 feet back.
The room isn't 40 feet wide.
Bastard.
Far into the room, near the door.
Alright, let's try this one. He
You
goes
don't need
in,
the elevator.
he
Okay.
pushes the top left one.
As you push the top left on it, slides in and all 4 of them slide out again.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yeah, so that one's wrong. So you should move on to the next one. You should do top right and then the bottom left.
Okay. He does that.
Top right slides in again. Bottom left slides in.
Okay, so now do the top left and then the bottom right, and then a door is going to open or something impressive like that.
Or we die.
Let us hope. Yeah, he does that. Doing the top left one next.
It slides
And the
in.
bottom right.
It slides in. For a second, nothing happens. And then a small rumble. The top right moves. and they all start pulling apart slowly as the wall unwinds itself. And an almost perfectly circular hole appears in the wall.
Look at that. Ain't that pretty how that worked out?
Dang.
Good one, Saul.
You're so smart, Saul.
I know.
You got me surprised.
Saul
Thank
was
you.
right, as per usual.
I don't know about that. But, yeah. Aslan, please let me down.
Here,
Alright,
Puts him down.
I'll let you tough folks go in first. I'll be right behind you.
alright.
All
Lead the
right.
way. Aslan
Aslan
and
goes
Lula
in
alongside
first.
me. Okay, cool.
I follow behind the first two tough people.
Al,
What do we see in there?
stay back here, please. We need someone to watch our back.
You want me to stay here alone?
No,
She
no,
looks
no.
at you.
I just mean, just help guard the rear. Help keep me safe. Please.
She nods her head.
He smiles to her, and then they press on.
As you guys make your way, what you notice is an almost perfectly circular tunnel drive into the mountainside, sloping down to the point where it gets too steep for you guys to be able to walk down the slope. And you have to crouch and almost slide your way down on your bum because it's not walkable, it's not traversable. And as you get to the bottom, all of you look back up, thinking to yourselves, how the hell are you going to crawl your way back up that when you need to get out? Still, you make your way to the bottom. What you see before you, in the light of Saul's flashing lantern, is black basalt stone with a strange silver glimmer to it.
Do we recognize this from anywhere else? It sounds familiar.
Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? I was
Yeah.
hoping you would remember where you recognize it from.
Was it from the mountain whenever we found the pyramid?
Hmm.
Looks similar to a structure that you've seen before.
Yeah.
But he won't tell us where.
You know what? Call me crazy, but I think this black rock kind of looks similar to when we saw that crazy pyramid in the mountain.
Yes, could be.
It's a good thing we know how to deal with those. Did anyone
Yeah.
bring dynamite this time?
I mean, I got my fists.
Dinah, what?
No. The boomsticks.
Uh,
The explosive.
It was a rhetorical question. I know we don't
uh,
This was a mine, though. Would there be any left around? He turns to look at Allie.
I don't know. It's been a while since the mine operated, I guess.
If there was any left, it'd be dangerous and unstable, I'd reckon.
I think if there was any left, it's probably been long used for other purposes.
Well, I guess we'll have to use a little ingenuity. If there is a pyramid down here. Could be there ain't. Is there anything else other than this basalt?
It seems to be a wide open chasm underground. You guys have found yourself almost in a collapsed rock layer,
Mm.
and the floor
Like
underneath
It's like
you
those
seems to be
underground
made of.
canyons in Minecraft.
Yeah, except not so much a canyon as it's almost like a whole layer of the rock seems to have collapsed down on itself, and while all around you it seems to be the same black granite that you're used to, a huge chunk of the floor, and you can't see exactly how much of it because it's chipped, it's buried deep within the stone. A section of the floor and a decent chunk of the section of the floor seems to be made out of this black basalt with its silver gleam to it.
Right. So is this the black basalt like the star iron with the celestial in between it? Those are the glistening parts.
It's not star iron. It seems to be some sort of strange stone.
Okay.
But indeed, the parts between seem to be made out of that same celestial substance.
Okay. You said it looks like someone's been chipping away at this.
Only as much as the rest of the mine has been chipped away at, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, this looks like another one of the monuments.
Well,
know.
saw your strange abilities. I hate to rely on them too much, but can you sense anything? Can you do anything to maybe open this up or?
You're asking a lot, but
Yeah, I
I'll
know.
try.
I know. I ask too much, and I give so little.
It's not what I meant. He takes a deep breath, and then he goes up to the weird stone, and he closes his eyes, and he puts his fingers across, leaning up against it, and he tries to use his telepathy to see if he senses any activity.
As you push your consciousness into this black basalt and celestial form in front of you, would you please give me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh boy.
Oof.
You project yourself and you try and feel into it, and telekinetically you can feel the gaps and the lines all around the exposed bits of it, and indeed it seems that within the stone, within the collapsed granite around you, this larger object looms beneath, like you're seeing but the tip of the iceberg. What did you get on your roll?
18.
And you push forward, feeling for what lies beneath, feeling the veins, this celestial, this not consciousness, it's not alive, and yet you can stretch your own consciousness along these pathways within this structure, and you feel a strange sensation, almost like the slow pulse of a heart beating. Du-du, du-du, du-du. And your mind courses through these pathways, and the structure that looms beneath is large, huge, on a scale that blows your mind. And the biggest of buildings in Baygate doesn't come close to the comprehension of the scale that you're dealing with here, as it stretches into the very mountain, seeming at once both solid and hollow and alive.
Is it bigger? Does it feel bigger than the one in the tunnel?
Probably comparable, but you guys only ever dealt with what was visible for the one in the tunnel. You
Right.
never looked Yeah.
Okay. So he would pass that along. He would close his eyes and he'd say, "It's hard to make sense of it. It seems as big as the one in the tunnel, as massive. I feel that it might be hollow. Maybe there's a way in. Not sure. Maybe Havel, he can bring one of us inside. It might be dangerous."
Sure thing, John. Any volunteers?
But before you do that, we should search for an entrance first. We'll only do it if there's no other leads.
Alright.
We
It's
should
your
not risk
call.
your lives frivolously.
It's your call, Mon Capitan.
Alright. Search the area, see if there's any more passages in or around the structure.
Sure thing, Greenhead. Roll investigation.
Yep, and I'm rolling investigation as well.
Me too.
I'll
Tell me what everyone is looking for.
Oh, okay.
Aslan is poking the wall with his finger.
Lula is trying to. Okay.
No, go ahead, Lula.
Okay. Lula is trying to look for a door-sized hole that is able to fit all of us in at the same time. That's what she's looking for. Just with the eyes.
Okay.
Remember, the creatures can fly. Check above as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just looking for similar things. If there's like maybe again like a push button or maybe a pressure plate, or maybe that's an entrance other than these men are
Okay.
creatures. I got 21 for
And
investigation.
so, what were you saying?
I was gonna give the
Well.
help action to somebody.
Okay, and it's too late. Mandem already rolled.
That's fine.
21. Did anybody get higher than that?
I know.
I got a 3.
John got a
Aslan
17.
finds a very shiny rock.
Yes.
And indeed, there's some quartz crystallization within this rock. Lula, what did you get, sorry?
Lula got a 19.
Lula found that the area of this strangely flat and hard basalt surface seems to be entirely contained upon the floor, as if what's been mined out in this layer that you guys are in seems to be specifically chipped out to accommodate the floor here. And as she's noticing this, and Havel is going around with her, Havel notices some specific indentation. These lines of celestial, these shiny creases in this perfect basalt stone seem to all lead towards the center. And it seems that out from the center, at least 3 lines run, creasing and bending and turning and twisting and starting from 3 what seem to be circles. And you notice this pattern in the rock. You notice that from these 3 circles, everything leads to a single one in the center. And it takes you a second. You investigate this up and down, but with your 23, what? There's a pattern to it.
I bring it to John's attention and say, Mr. Morello, come over here and take a gander at this. What do you make of it?
Maybe it's like the door. Try pressing it in.
I look at him and it's like, I motion him to press it. It was like, all you, Mon Capitan. And I
John
back up.
John lets out a sigh, gives him a look, and then he walks over and he pushes it in as he like stares at him.
You head towards one of these circles on this three-cornered triangle in front, pattern on the ground that Havel seems to have noticed, but you still are vaguely like unable to see, you know. And as you stand upon the circle, nothing happens. It doesn't seem to shift, doesn't seem to move.
Maybe it's a pattern once again. Let's try the other three. Let's try and press them at the same time.
Okay.
See what happens.
I'll step up and I'll choose the one on the right.
Okay. Just go bottom, left, right. Those will be the three.
I'll go bottom.
But
John's on the left then.
Okay.
Havel on the right. Yeah?
yep.
Can you three all please give me a wisdom saving throw?
Lula, remember you have advantage.
Sweet, thank you. Advantage saving throw. That's
Wisdom, right?
saving.
Wisdom, please. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh no!
Do you guys stand upon the circle? Havel, what was that?
I rolled a crit fail.
Ooh.
Natural one.
You got
My
a
brain is
2.
scrambled.
Got a 2.
My brain is scrambled.
Oh.
I spelled cat. CAT.
Bards don't
No,
have
AT.
proficiency in wisdom.
Nope. Charisma and Dex.
You get to choose your
R.I.P.
second one, but he chose Dex because he's a fool.
Yeah.
You know. The other two
Yeah,
stand
John
there,
got a 23. Lulu got a 20.
and they look around at everyone else. The light of Saul's lantern lighting the cavern. And they notice that Havel isn't standing with his usual saunter. He seems to have fallen limp. Standing, almost swaying. His head drops down. And then you hear a scream start to emanate from his lips. Havel, would you like to scream for us?
No!
As your mind is engulfed in darkness, Havel. John and Lula, you guys hear? No. Feel? No. Taste? Something damp and cold and wet. It reaches out and touches you, almost in greeting. How do you respond?
John would try and grab hold of this psychic tendril with his own minds and
You reach out to
pull on it, see where it comes from, and how it reacts.
You reach out to grab it, to pull on it, to sense it, and instead of being able to grab on it, you wrap your energy, your consciousness around it, and as you pull to grab, it liquidates in your grasp, falling, splashing. But there's no gravity. It just dissipates and splashes out in front of you. You feel this warm dampness engulf your consciousness. Lula, what are you doing?
Upon just sensing that sensation, Lula just clenches up, stiffens up.
As you stiffen up, you feel a flowing sensation around you, like tides pulling currents. pulling through your hair. Lula, you've never been in the ocean, have you?
I've been in a river and a pond.
The sensation is strange and foreign to you. It reminds you of the rushing water of the river going over your toes and fingers and appendages, but it seems to pull you in a swirling fashion. John, you start to feel the same sensation. But you guys are able to fight it. You're able to pull your consciousness free of the riptide that seems to be trying to take it away. And Havel, you're lost in it.
Oh no.
What you feel is...
I'm sorry.
Sorry?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll ask later.
You feel your mind swirling in liquid, being pulled downwards, and then being flushed.
Wow.
John, would you like to ask your question before I continue? I think it might have been
Yes,
relevant.
Is there a particular direction in the material world in which this psychic river seems to flow?
I knew it was a good question. It seems to be pulling you all towards the center between the three of you. The line down which all of these cracks in the basalt seem to lead, down this maze-like network into the center of whatever triangle the three of your consciousnesses now form.
Okay. So pardon me, does it lead only to the center of the triangle between the three of them? Or does it lead from there, downwards within the structure?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly that. It seems to be pulling downwards, swirling down into that center of the structure. You and Lulu are able to pull yourselves out of it, and as you do, you disconnect from that feeling. You're able to get the feeling. You know where that pull is taking you towards, almost like a drain, swirling in front of you, emptying out the last liquid in the bathtub. And as you and Lula stumble out of it, pull your feet back, there's Havel. Havel's screaming. You can give us the scream again, Havel.
E equals MC squared.
John gasps and notices that his mind is being taken adrift. So he outstretches a hand and he tries and pushes him telekinetically off his circle.
Okay.
I don't know if
Havel.
he'll resist or not.
You resist.
I do resist.
What
Yes.
does he need to roll to save?
He needs to roll a strength save, DC 15.
Well, good for me.
Jeez.
I am -1, but unluckily for me, I'm going to probably roll a nat 20.
No, I'm sorry, DC 6.
DC
yeah.
16.
Yes.
Please,
Okay.
would you roll for us that strength check?
Yeah. I fail. Got a 9 total.
John tries to push, and there's resistance, as not the mind, but the body pulls itself in, and you notice Havel fall to his knees within the circle. Havel, you feel your consciousness swirling around the plug of whatever the strange sensation seems to be as it warps your sense of reality and you are dragged downwards. I think that's where I'd like to end the session.
Oh,
And that's where we'll pick up again next week. Haslan
man.
That's
as
messed up.
Havel is slowly pulled off of this mortal coil.
The square root of pi is 3.1456789.
War McCormick. And if you've enjoyed that session, please don't hesitate to give us a follow, give us a subscription on YouTube, give us a like. And until next week, may all of your rolls be natural 20s. Good luck on all your future adventures.
For watching.
Thanks,